Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are all the reasons why this channel keeps going. Thank you. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. And all paid subscribers receive early access to my content as well as a shout out in them. Today we're bringing into D&D Rachel Roth, aka Raven. Well, technically it's Raven, aka Rachel. I don't know why I added that in there, but I did. Raven is the daughter of the Demon Lord Trigon and is herself a half-demon gifted with amazing abilities. These abilities include telekinesis, darkness manipulation, teleportation, flight, telepathy, precognition, energy blast, illusions, healing, empathy, and reality warping. Yeah, there's a lot to cover here. Using her powers, Raven has trained to stand against her father and other evil that threatens the world. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are not multi-classing, so it will stay simple. Make your stats Charisma 15, Dex 14, Intelligence 13, Con 12, Wisdom 10, Strength 8. The last two are both really low for you, but we'll be able to fix Strength later. Raven is not human. She is a half-demon, which would be a tiefling, but while at my table tieflings don't always have to look like devils, we're gonna go a little different because I want some more abilities at the start. Custom Lineage gives you a free feat to customize your build with your stat improvements. Place +2 into Dex. For your feat, Telekinetic adds +1 to your Charisma and gives you the cantrip Mage Hand. This allows you to move objects for 1 minute out to 30 feet from you with your mind. These objects can't be more than 10 pounds, and you can only do simple interactions with them, like opening doors or windows, stowing or retrieving an item, opening or closing an object, or just carry it for you. You can't attack or activate items with this. Normally this is a spectral hand, but with this feat it makes it invisible. With this feat also, you can shove a creature within 30 feet of you. When you do this, you force a strength save, and if they fail, they are pulled or pushed 5 feet from you. Dark Vision lets you see in dim light as if it's bright light, or darkness as if it's dim light out to 60 feet. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and one other of your choice. I would go with Abyssal or Infernal. We'll grab the other one in a second. For background, we need the skills Perception and Investigation. You get 2 more proficiencies that can be tools or languages. I would go with languages, taking the other language I mentioned a second ago and one other of your choice. Level 1 Sorcerer, start off with 2 skills. Grab Arcana and Religion. You are proficient with daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, light crossbows, and the saving throws Con and Charisma. Sorceress Origin is the source that has altered you to grant you power. Aberrant Mind, found in Tasha's, grants you some really strange and cool abilities. Telepathic Speech allows you to speak telepathically. With a bonus action, you can choose one creature within 30 feet of you, and now both you and them can speak telepathically up to a number of miles equal to your Charisma modifier that lasts a number of minutes equal to your Sorcerer level. This will end early if you are incapacitated, you die, or form a link with someone else. Psionic spells are bonus spells you gain at certain levels that don't count towards your total known spells. More on that in a second. Some don't fit you, but luckily you can change these spells out when you gain a sorcerer level, but these new spells must be from the schools of divination or enchantment and can only be from the sorcerer, warlock, or wizard lists. Spell casting grants you spells. You start off with 4 cantrips and 2 first level spells. Let's go over your psionic spells first. For these, Arms of Hadar unleashes tendrils of darkness at every creature within 10 feet of you, forcing a strength save. If they fail, they take 2d6 necrotic damage, and they can't take reactions until their next turn. Dissonant Whispers targets one creature within 60 feet and forces a wisdom save. If they fail, they take 3d6 psychic damage as its mind is filled with horrible sounds. They must also now use their reaction, if they can, to move away from you as far as possible. Mind Sliver launches a telepathic attack against a creature within 60 feet and forces an intelligence save, taking 1d6 psychic damage if they fail, and they must now subtract 1d4 from their next saving throw before the end of your next turn. For your normal spells, Firebolt throws a blast of hellfire at a creature within 120 feet and deals 1d10 fire damage on a hit. Chill Touch fires a blast of darkness out to 120 feet and deals 1d8 necrotic damage on a hit. And then then they can't regain HP until the start of their next turn. Mage Armor gives you an AC of 13 plus your dexterity modifier for 8 hours. Shield adds +5 to your AC with a reaction and automatically stops magic missile. You get 2 more cantrips of your choice, have fun choosing. Level 2 Sorcerers gain Font of Magic. This grants you sorcery points that equal your sorcerer level. These points will come in handy very soon, like next level. For now, you can do 2 things with them. You can burn sorcery points to regain spell slots, and burn spell slots to regain sorcery points with a bonus action. You regain all used sorcery points after a long rest. For your new normal spell, take what you want. You're pretty good here, but I do want to change one of your psionic spells because I feel it will not be as needed, but it's up to you. We're already going to have some great damage, so we don't really need Dissonant Whispers, so go ahead and drop it if you want for Gift of Alacrity. For 8 hours, you gain minor precognitive abilities and can now add 1d8 to your initiative bonus. Level 3 Sorcerers receive Meta Magic. These are special features that you can spend your sorcery points on to alter your spells. You get 2 at this level. For these options, Quicken Spell turns one spell with a casting time of 1 action into a bonus action by spending 2 sorcery points. Remember, you can only cast 2 spells a turn if the second spell is a cantrip and a bonus action. Heightened Spell causes one creature that must make a save from your spell to be at disadvantage by spending 3 sorcery points. I know what I chose wasn't cheap, but it's good to have them now. You also receive second level spells. For your new spell, Misty Step lets you disappear into your shadow and teleport up to 30 feet away with a bonus action. For your psionic spells, Calm Emotions creates a 20-foot radius sphere out to 60 feet from you. For 1 minute, while you maintain the spell, you can absorb the emotions of everyone within by forcing a charisma save. If they fail, you can do certain things. You can turn a hostile creature indifferent towards another, only ending this effect if they are attacked or witness an ally being attacked or harmed. Or you can suppress an effect that is causing the creature to be charmed or frightened. Detect Thoughts allows you to sense direct thoughts and emotions or dig deeper into someone's mind. For 1 minute while you maintain this spell, you can see the surface thoughts of a creature within 30 feet of you and can switch to another creature with an action. These surface thoughts can be anything on the creature's mind, like the answers to questions they are being asked, or if they are lying. You can also push forward into their mind by forcing a wisdom save. If they fail, you gain more insight into them. You can also sense the presence of hidden creatures with an action, and you will sense them if they are within 30 feet of you, unless they are behind a barrier of some kind, but we won't go into how big those barriers have to be. Level 4 Sorcerers earn our first ability score improvement. Place this into Charisma for better spell attack and DC. For your new spell, Darkness creates a 15-foot radius sphere of pure magical darkness out to 60 feet from you for up to 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. And Dark Vision can't see through it. You gain a new cantrip, take what you want. Level 5 Sorcerers now have Magical Guidance. Now when you fail an ability check, you can spend 1 sorcery point to reroll the d20. You also now have 3rd level spells. For your new spell, Fly grants you a flying speed of 60 feet for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. For your psionic spells, Hunger of Hadar creates a 20-foot radius sphere of darkness out to 150 feet for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. Within the sphere is nothing but madness and freezing cold. Everyone within 30 feet can hear strange sounds, and the area within is difficult terrain. Any creature that starts its turn within it takes 2d6 cold damage, and any creature that ends its turn must make a dex save or take 2d6 acid damage. Dr. Light really didn't like it in there. Sending lets you send a message out to an unlimited range to anyone you're familiar with that is 25 words or less. They know it's from you and can reply in their own 25 words or less message. This can even cross different dimensions, but if you're not on the same plane, there's a 5% chance it will fail. You've hit character level 5, and there is a lot here. First, your proficiency bonus is now +3. Firebolt, Mind Sliver, and Chill Touch are also deal more damage now with 2 damage dice each. Level 6 Aberrant Mind Sorcerers gain Psionic Spells. You can now cast any spell you have from your Psionic spells without a spell slot by spending sorcery points equal to their spell level. If you do this, they no longer require components unless the spell consumes them. Psychic Defense gives you resistance to psychic damage, and you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. For your new spell, Hold Person traps an enemy within your shadow. Targeting a humanoid within 60 feet, you force a wisdom save. Should they fail, they are paralyzed for 1 minute while you maintain this spell, but can attempt to end the spell by retaking the save at the end of each of your turns. Level 7 sorcerers now receive access to 4th level spells. For your new spell, Banishment pushes a creature into a realm of darkness. Targeting a creature within 60 feet, you force a charisma save. If they fail, they are banished into a pocket dimension for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. At the end of the 1 minute, something will happen. If they are native to the plane you are on, they will return to the spot you banished them from. But if they are not native and from another dimension, like a demon, they are returned to the plane of existence they are from. For your psionic spells, Avard's Black Tentacle summons tendrils of darkness that fill a 20-foot square out to 90 feet from you while you maintain this spell. The square is now difficult terrain, and any creature that enters or starts its turn within the square must make a dex save or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained. A restrained creature has its speed become 0 and can't benefit from speed improvements. Its attacks are at a disadvantage, attacks against it are at advantage, and dex saves are at disadvantage. A creature restrained by the tendrils at the start of its turn takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage. They must use their action on their turn to attempt to break free from the tendrils by making a strength or dex check against your spell DC. If they beat the DC, they are free. Summon Aberration really isn't used, so I'm going to replace it next level. This just lets you summon a medium-sized creature to fight with you, but you have to use your bonus action to command it to fight. Level 8 sorcerers earn another ability score improvement to cap off Charisma. For your new spell, Dimension Door lets you teleport up to 500 feet. You can teleport to a place you can see, visualize, or describe the direction of. If you teleport into something, the spell fails and you take 4d6 force damage. You can teleport objects with you as long as it doesn't exceed your carry capacity, or you can teleport one willing creature that isn't carrying more weight than its carrying capacity allows. For your replacement psionic spell, drop Summon Aberration for Hex. This lets you curse a target within 90 feet of you with a bonus action. For 1 hour while you maintain the spell, the target receives an extra 1d6 necrotic damage when you hit with an attack. Also, you choose a skill, and they will have disadvantage on that skill while the spell is maintained. If the target dies before the spell ends, you can move the curse to a new target within 90 feet by using your bonus action. Level 9 sorcerers now have 5th level spells. For your new spell, Hold Monster is an upgraded version of Hold Person, but can now target any creature, not just humanoids. For your psionic spells, Telekinesis allows you to move objects or people for up to 10 minutes while you maintain the spell, but can never move past a range of 60 feet. With this, you can move objects that weigh up to 1,000 pounds, move them 30 feet in any direction, can grab objects being held, or do things that your mage hand can already do. But you can do something your mage hand can't. You can grab a creature that is size category huge or smaller by forcing a strength check against your spell DC, restraining them if they fail, and allowing you to move them in any direction until the spell ends or they break free. Rary's Telepathic Bond creates a telepathic link between up to 8 willing creatures for up to 1 hour, and this range is only limited by your dimension. Keep the Titans together no matter the distance. You've reached character level 9, boost your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 10 sorcerers gain a new meta magic option. For this option, Distance Spell doubles the range of your spells if it has a standard range of 5 feet or more by spending 1 sorcery point. With this, you can move creatures up to 120 feet into the air or throw a blast out to 240 feet. You can also turn a spell with a range of touch into a range of 30 feet. For your new spell, Far Step is a 60-foot teleportation that you can make with a bonus action, and you can maintain this spell for 1 minute and keep teleporting every turn. You also get a new cantrip, have fun choosing. Level 11 sorcerers receive 6th level spells. Time for a strange power you have actually used in the comics. I'm serious, you've done this. Flesh to Stone is self-explanatory. You target a creature within 60 feet that has flesh, weird statement, and force a con save. If they fail, their flesh turns to stone very slowly. This spell is kinda messed up. They are now restrained for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. At the end of each of their turns, they must retake the save. If they succeed on 3 saves, they end the spell. spell, but if they fail 3 times, they are completely transformed into stone. They gain the petrified condition. A petrified creature has its weight increased by 10 times, stops aging, can't take actions or reactions, can't speak, doesn't know what is happening around it, all attacks against them are at advantage, automatically fails strength and dex saves, has resistance to all damage, and is immune to poison and disease. Any damage to the petrified creature stays with it, such as having a piece broken off. If you maintain this spell for the full duration, it stays stone until the effects are removed somehow. You've hit character level 11. Firebolt, Mind Sliver, and Chill Touch now do more damage with 3 damage dice each. Level 12 sorcerers earn another ability score improvement. Bump up dex for better AC. Level 13 sorcerers now have 7th level spells. For your new spell, Plane Shift allows you to cross dimensions with up to 8 willing creatures. You can also use this spell to send a non-willing creature to another plane of existence by making a melee spell attack, forcing a charisma save if you hit. If they fail, they are banished permanently or until they figure out how to get back. New milestone, your character level 13, bring your proficiency bonus up to +5. Level 14 Aberrant Mind sorcerers gain Revelation in Flesh. As a bonus action, you can transform yourself and grant yourself new features for 10 minutes by spending sorcery points. For each sorcery point you spend, you can choose a new feature. These features include seeing invisible creatures out to 60 feet, gaining a flying speed equal to your walking speed and you can now hover, gaining a swimming speed equal to your walking speed and you can now breathe underwater, or becoming a shadow of yourself and move through spaces as narrow as 1 inch and escape non-magical shackles by spending 5 feet of movement. Everything but your swimming speed and breathing underwater really fits you, so go with those. Level 15 sorcerers now have 8th level spells. For your new spell, Teleport transports you and up to 8 willing creatures across any distance, but can't be to other planes. The more familiar you are with the location, the easier the teleport is. Yeah, if you're not familiar with it, things can go bad, like missing the location bad or taking damage bad. Don't worry, if you know of a teleportation circle at the location or have an object that is associated with the location, you will have no problems teleporting. Talk to your DM about what items you would need to teleport to, say like Titan's Tower. Level 16 sorcerers earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Level 17 sorcerers receive their final meta magic option. For this option, Twin Spell allows you to target 2 creatures with the same spell if it doesn't already target multiple spells or do an area of effect. The amount this costs is based on the spell level, with cantrips costing 1 sorcery point. Speaking of spell level, you now have 9th level spells. For your final spell, Tasha's Otherworldly Guise unleashes your true self. For 1 minute while you maintain the spell, you gain new abilities. You gain +2 to your AC, can now fly at a speed of 40 feet, can attack twice, your melee attacks will use your charisma modifier for attack and damage, and you gain a few more depending on what plane you choose. Upper plane grants immunity to radiant and necrotic damage and an immunity to the charmed condition, while lower plane grants immunity to fire and poison damage and immunity to the frightened condition. You've hit the big time with character level 17. Max out your proficiency bonus to +6, and now Firebolt, Chill Touch, and Mind Sliver will deal 4 damage dice each. Level 18 Aberrant Mind sorcerers get their final feature, Warping Implosion. As an action, you can teleport up to 120 feet to a space you can see, causing an implosion from the point you teleported from. Each creature within 30 feet must make a strength save against your spell DC or take 3d10 force damage and be pulled towards the point you teleported from. You can do this once per long rest, or you can spend 5 sorcery points to do it. You can warp reality, so this could actually be in your wheelhouse. Level 19 sorcerers earn our final ability score improvement. Let's fix that strength so you no longer have a negative. Our final level is level 20 sorcerer, and you get sorceress restoration. I don't know why I did that lead up. You already knew where we were going with this. You can now regain 4 sorcery points at the end of a short rest. Not the best capstone, but you got a lot with this build, so it's not bad. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 20, Con 12, Intelligence 13, Wisdom 10, Charisma 20. Let's dive in. For combat, you have an amazing range and versatility. You have over 100 feet in range with your attacks and have multiple damage types. You can also double the distance of your spells and target multiple people. You can also trap your enemies or turn them to stone. For movement, you can just get anywhere. You can fly, pass through small spaces, and teleport. Your teleportation can be across the battlefield, across a world, or even into other dimensions. Hell, you can use your teleportation to cause implosions or simply throw your enemies into other dimensions, either temporarily or permanently. Finally, you just have a bunch of amazing abilities like calm emotions, control darkness, speak telepathically at great distances, move objects with your mind, and finally, all your psionic spells don't require spell slots or components. Downside. Firstly, you have the Spellcaster's Curse with a lot of concentration spells. Not a big deal, as 90% of spellcasters have to deal with it. You also only have range capabilities, which leaves you lacking in melee combat, unless you use a certain spell and grab some weapons, or just get a magical weapon. Though there's a problem with that. Your AC is reliant on spells. Without spells, your AC is 15, but with spells, your AC is 18 to 25. Take out your magic and you're down, which is not good because you're only bringing in a total HP taking the average of 102. Not much for a big drag out fight. Sadly, the only thing that can be fixed is your total health, as your magic reliance is your only major weakness, but that's why you don't fight alone. Stand with your team and give some range support, while offering some crazy abilities to help them win the day. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify, and make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.